Hey there guys, just a game changer. I'm just kind of going through an attack video here just to see how it goes. I've not had a look at this guy yet, but I know he's got about 20k worth of metal. So that's my standard platoon. I also have a secondary platoon as well, and then I'm working on a third, but I've just stripped that back in settings, but I'm going to have eventually just helicopters in that one for the odd person who has no air defence. So first thing I'm looking at is what he's got. Now, it doesn't look like he's got any helicopters. Looks like he's got a few soldiers. Looks like he's got obviously a machine gun there protecting those, rail gun there. So yeah, particularly machine guns. So this should be fairly straightforward. But notice I've only got one tank. I know some people have two, some people have four, but one tank will do for me on a certainly a guy of this level. So first thing first that I'm going to do, turn the AI off because that causes all sorts of bother. And what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to send this tank in to about here, and straight away those machine guns lock on, which is what I'm after, and then I can just pick off the machine gun because obviously it was distracted by the tank, and that's kind of how my general battle plan works, all about distraction. Now I'm just going to get these guys to follow us. Trick I learnt off some of the better guys like Halfus and things like that about baiting. You just kind of get them to follow, and if you see when hopefully his tanks come out soon, I'll show you how that works. I mean, probably I should use the tank there just to get in front of the soldiers to make sure I don't get any damage. It wasn't going to cause me any more. So now these guys are going to follow us, and I'm going to keep out of their range, wiggle about a little bit, and basically that means that the follower's out of range, and then I can attack. Okay, so I'm just going to park these guys over here. I'm now going to bring the tank over, and you'll see why in a moment. So there's a little machine gun there. Now it's not really any bother, but I'm just going to save as much oil as I can. So as soon as that tank gets in the lead, I'm going to follow him. This is why I like the continuous fire, because notice I'm not actually using any aim as such, but still the Humvees and the like obviously attack. Now I'm just going to send the tank in range, and then send these guys straight in afterwards. And look at this continuous fire. Look how I just kind of press in the general direction, and they kind of just know where to hit. I can point in a certain direction, but if I send them over here a second, if I aim, say, what's the green dot? If I aim there, then they'll obviously go there, and anything in range will automatically fire on. Whoops, watch out for that. But if I aim at something, then literally they will just hit that something. So that's the difference. That's why I don't really use S13s particularly much. I just don't find that the work for me. I've got to kind of point them in the right direction, and then they've got to stop and then fire. Whereas with Humvees and PKs, I find that they actually do a better job. So I'm just using that tank to distract the machine gun. Could have been a bit quicker there, so I probably lost a little bit. Just not really again causing me any major problems. And I'm going to pick up this last machine gun, and then I'm going to show you why I don't use too much railguns in my defence. Now we've just got to watch out for this mine here. Hopefully the tank will get round there nearby. The Humvees probably won't, so I'll take them round the back. Halfast taught me quite early on, having met with him, you've got 5 minutes to play with, use them. So it doesn't matter if we're going the long way around here, why not? Got plenty of time, got 1:35 on the clock, 1:34 etc. So come round, plenty of time. Make sure we don't get any bother with the mine. Just take that out there. Just park them there, swap back to the tank. Should have left the tank where it was, really couldn't have, never mind. Okay, I'm just going to bring the tank into the range of the machine gun, get the Humvees ready. If I get this just right, there they go. then I'll move the tank out of the way. Now, just to get a better run on this, oops, I'm going to take these guys around the back again, just so you can see a little bit better. Now, railgun, see this one is obviously got its transformer up, so it'll power quite quickly. But even with that, if you get in with continuous firing Humvees, I'm just going to go straight in there, and they're just going to take it out. It's not going to get even a chance to fire. You know what I mean? So it's a powerful weapon, but it's not good enough for me, so that's why I generally go for further distance firing, like howitzers and things like that as well, but personal preference. But that's generally how I'm using my tanks for more of a sort of smoke and mirrors, kind of like a cover technique. Alright, cheers.